On the 21st of August, 1911, it was a bustling Monday morning in the French capital, Paris. People were heading to their offices, immersed in their daily routines. Suddenly, 3 men came out from the Louvre Museum. These men had spent the previous night inside the museum, and now they were carrying an important property from the Louvre Museum that was hidden in a blanket as they tried to escape.
At 8:45 in the morning, they reached a nearby railway station, boarded a train, and disappeared. The stolen item was no ordinary artifact. It was the world's most famous and expensive painting, the Mona Lisa. Today, the value of this painting is close to $1 billion. But why was the Mona Lisa stolen? Why is it the most famous painting in the world? Let's understand the mystery of the Mona Lisa.
Mona Lisa was placed in the Louvre Museum in Paris in 1706.
But she's about to become a sensation.
The Mona Lisa is snatched from the world's most famous museum.
An entire day passes before anyone notices the masterpiece is missing.
The Mona Lisa was painted in the year 1503 by the Italian artist Leonardo da Vinci. Da Vinci was a genius whose talents were unmatched. He wasn't just a painter, but also an engineer, scientist, sculptor, architect, and theorist. His expertise extended to various fields, including painting, cartography, astronomy, anatomy, botany, hydrology, geology, optics, and paleontology. Well, without talking about him too much, let's get to the Mona Lisa. Who is the woman depicted in the painting? For centuries, people have always been curious about the identity of the woman in the painting. The first revelation about this was made by an Italian artist named Giorgio Vasari. According to Vasari, this woman was Lisa Gherardini. She was married to a silk trader, Francesco Giocondo, who lived in Florence. He believed that Francesco had commissioned this painting of his wife, and since then, the painting has been known by 2 names. First, Mona Lisa. The name derives from Madonna Lisa. In traditional Italian, Madonna means Madame. Hence, Madonna Lisa means Madame Lisa. Over time, Madonna was shortened to Mona, with double N. When written in English, one N was dropped, and Mona Lisa became Mona Lisa. Second, La Gioconda. After her marriage, Lisa Gherardini became Lisa Giocondo. Interestingly, in Italian, Giocondo means light-hearted or cheerful, meaning bright and joyful. Today, Mona Lisa is very famous for her smile. So, that's where it got its name, La Gioconda. In French, the word Giocondo is written with a J, like this, Joconde. So, when you go to the Louvre Museum in Paris and see the painting of Mona Lisa, in French, it would be identified as La Joconde. The thing about this is that in the year 1516, the King of France, King Francis I, invited Leonardo da Vinci to live in France. And so Da Vinci moved from Italy to France and took with him the Mona Lisa. Historical records aren't clear about this, but it's believed that Da Vinci hadn't completed the painting yet. 15 years after starting the painting, he was still working on it, trying to modify it and make it better. Meanwhile, in the year 1519, Leonardo da Vinci passed away during his stay in the French palace, and the king kept this painting as a part of his royal collection. After 150 years, in 1797, when the French Revolution happened, this painting was taken out of the palace and handed over to the Louvre Museum. The interesting thing is that this is the reason why the Mona Lisa was stolen in 1911. The mastermind behind the theft was Vincenzo Peruggia. He stole this painting together with his 2 friends. He was an Italian nationalist. He believed that this painting belonged to Italy, not France. And so, after stealing it, they smuggled it to Italy. But before we continuing with the theft story, let's know the specialty of this painting. Why is it so special? 1. The material. First of all, the Mona Lisa was not painted on paper, canvas, or cloth. Instead, it was painted on poplar wood. Poplar wood, with its smooth grain and relative stability. In those days, it was the favorite wood of Italian painters. 2. The size. Secondly, this painting isn't large. Look at the photos. This is where it hangs in the museum. You can see its size in comparison to the people. This painting is only 77 centimeters by 53 centimeters, but still, it is considered so special. 3. The color grading. If you see the overall color grading of this painting, you will see a lot of brown and yellow shades. It looks like a dull painting. Da Vinci used a very special painting style in this painting, known as sfumato, the technique of blending. The background you see in this painting is a landscape. It is the Arno Valley in Italy. There are no clear boundaries or outlines between the background and Mona Lisa. Look closely at the background. In some places, Mona Lisa's hair is blended with the landscape. Blurring the outlines and blending the colors is the technique of sfumato. 5. The mysterious smile. Look at Mona Lisa's smile carefully. The more you look at this smile, the more serious this face will look. But now, look into Mona Lisa's eyes. Suddenly, you will see Lisa smiling more. If you look at any part of the painting, be it the background, Mona Lisa's forehead, or her eyes, you will see the effect. The mysterious smile of the Mona Lisa is a result of Leonardo da Vinci's sfumato technique. Coming back to the theft of the Mona Lisa, it was found that the mastermind of this theft, Vincenzo Peruggia, was actually an employee at the Louvre Museum. One day, he hid in a corner of the museum and spent the night there. Afterward, the next morning, he walked out with the painting. When the news of the theft spread, it made headlines all over the world. Scores of detectives were put to work to look for the thief, but no one could find him. Finally, after 2 years, Vincenzo became impatient and tried to sell the painting. He tried to sell this painting to an art dealer in Florence, Giovanni Poggi. Giovanni became suspicious and saw the stamp on the painting to confirm that it was the stolen painting. He was being sold the most wanted item in the world. Because of this, Vincenzo Peruggia was caught and sentenced to 6 months in prison. Finally, on the 4th of January 1914, the Mona Lisa was returned to the Louvre Museum. Today, the Mona Lisa is displayed at the Louvre Museum under extreme security. It is protected by bulletproof glass. The display is maintained under strict climate-controlled conditions, with the temperature carefully regulated between 18 degrees Celsius and 21 degrees Celsius. Perhaps the most interesting part of this story is that only after this theft did Mona Lisa's popularity start increasing, and it became the world's #1 famous painting. Before 1911, the painting was not widely known or considered the world's most famous artwork. So if you go to the Louvre Museum and see the painting of the Mona Lisa and notice a massive crowd of people around it, then you can thank or blame Vincenzo Peruggia for its unparalleled popularity.